What did I just read? All right, LA, do you want to introduce what we're doing right here? Our
Sure.
first time ever, what did I just read? Pain or pleasure wheel? As I stroke my wheel right now.
So we wanted to do different content this year, and we thought about this game because over the past year of getting to know each other and our book tastes, we've kind of had an idea of books that maybe Holly hasn't read and really doesn't want to read, or maybe there's books that she's really been wanting to reading but doesn't have an excuse to read them. So we figured out this game that we're going to play. We are going to spin the wheel, and that goes for me too. So Holly knows, I think, of some ideas of books, right? For
I
me.
do, and I'm so excited. I
Yay.
took a long look at my list. It took me a long time to pick out the ones that I'm going to put on my wheel, but I'm really excited to spin it for you.
Yay. And we'll explain why they were chosen as pain or pleasure. And then we will read them and talk
Mm-hmm.
about them next time. So, okay. Are you ready?
Am I who's spinning first? Am I spinning for you first or are you spinning for me?
I'm going to spin for you first. Does that sound good?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you land on black, that's pain. And if you land on white, that's pleasure. Here we
Okay.
go.
Ooh, it's ticking. I'm so nervous. Oh no! It's a black seven. What does that mean? What am I reading?
Uh, Are you ready for this?
I don't know.
Do you have any guesses first, I
I
guess?
have absolutely zero guesses. I have no
Okay.
idea what you're giving me to read.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
I actually really liked this book. I thought it was fun. I thought it was different. So I have read this book. So I'm recommending you
Okay.
a book that I think that you might like. Or no, no, no. I'm recommending you a book that you've read from this author. You've
Okay.
read from this and absolutely hated.
Oh
Absolutely
no. Okay.
did not like what we read. Thought it
I
was so
I
stupid.
okay. I have two guesses. Is
Shoot.
it the authors? Is it by Elena Armos?
No.
Catherine Center?
Yes.
Is it The Bodyguard?
Yes.
I knew it. Oh, okay.
Okay. Do you want to know what you would have gotten if you landed on white pleasure?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. I'll save it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
want you to save it. Keep that in the
Okay.
bank. Keep that in your book
Okay.
bank, your spank bank. Um,
Yay.
okay. Oh, are you are you ready, LA? I'm gonna flip mine.
Okay.
The black is the pleasure and the white is the pain. Are you ready?
I am
And
ready.
if you land on orange, it's your choice. You ready?
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
Ready? Here we go.
I got pleasure,
You got
right?
pleasure. Are you ready?
Yes.
This is actually a book that I really enjoyed, and
Okay.
it's so cuckoo banana pants that I felt like it's kind of like off the wall, and I didn't know where to place it in pain or pleasure. Um, so I just felt like putting it in pleasure because it's still fun. So you will be reading Pen Pal by J.T. Gessinger.
Okay. Pen pal.
I
You've
want you to,
mentioned this one, right?
I want you to look up the cover right now.
What's the author's name again?
J.T. Gessinger. Geissinger.
Penpal, one word.
Two words.
No, that's
Pen
fine.
space PAL.
Uh, uh,
Do you need a tissue to mop up that drool?
wow, wow, wow.
I mean, you could do your laundry on this book cover.
The number one international and Amazon charts best-selling novel. Wow.
You're gonna love it.
All right. Well, it's so cool. You got pain and I got pleasure. So,
I'm so excited for
all
both of
right.
us.
All
Oh, I
right.
cannot wait.
Okay.
All right.
Until
Until
next
next
time.
time, until after we've read our books.
Yay.
Yay! Okay, LA. Are you ready to talk about this month's Pain or Pleasure Wheel books?
Yeah.
So, recap. I got I got Pain and I had to
Mhm.
read The Bodyguard by Katherine Center.
So sorry.
That's fine. I mean, and you, LA, you had
Yeah.
to read Pen Pal by JT Gessinger, and
Yep.
that was your pleasure.
Pleasure. Yeah.
And I'm wondering, was it?
Holy, what the fuck did I just read? What is this shit? I sat down. My younger
Oh my God.
sister is was
I'm
working.
fanning myself because this is like the exact reaction that I wanted. Oh my God, my whole body is like hot and burning. I'm so excited. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more.
So my sister, works with me in the
Mhm.
house for temporarily, which is like such a joy because I don't, I get to tell her everything.
Uh-huh.
Which I'm sure she does not like, but she tolerates. And I'm telling her about, oh, I have this new book. It's called
Mhm.
Pen Pal. And
Mhm.
she says, oh, what is it about? And I start describing it.
You're like,
She's
it's not about a pen pal at all.
No, so, and I'm like 70% of the way in. She's like, what is the point of this book? What is happening? And I was like, I don't know. And then I get to the smutty part and I remember, oh yeah, Holly gave this to her mother-in-law to read. I'm
I
just,
did.
oh my God. Oh my gosh.
It was a
Mhm.
test, to be fair. I just want to just throw stuff out there and see what sticks. And it's stuck, LA. It's stuck.
I can't stop thinking about it because I'm just like,
Oh my God, I
oh,
cannot sit still. This is like the best. Okay.
okay.
Um,
Do you want to go? You want to talk about the bodyguard a little bit and then we
no,
can.
I feel like I need to hear more about
Oh,
about Pin Pal before I go into the bodyguard. Okay, because I we need to finish this. Uh
okay.
I need sorry, no, I need to know more.
All right, people.
First I need to know. Well, let's give a brief. Should we give a brief summary of the Pen Pal LA? Can you help us
Yeah,
out?
and I'm gonna spoil the heck out of it because that's the
I
only
mean,
way
mhm.
that you can do this. Okay. So you follow a girl named Kayla,
Uh-huh.
who by the way is the same name as my older sister. So that's fucking weird. And her husband just died, so you think, a month ago from a drowning accident.
So sad.
And she's grieving
She just got
and
back
she
from his
lives
funeral. It's a big
just got
deal.
back from his funeral. Yep.
Hmm.
And she's grieving, but she lives in this old house and it's falling apart. And so she needs some help with the repairs. And so she calls a roofer. His name's Aiden.
Hmm.
And this sexy Aiden man, I think he's the cover of Pen Pal. Isn't he supposed to be with the tattoos and
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, hold on
And
while I do my laundry on this book cover.
yeah, yeah, with you right now. So
Tell me more. Tell me
they
more.
have a little romance that goes on,
Mhm.
which I enjoyed. I thought that it was really well done. I think that they handled her and her grief and still wearing her wedding ring and getting involved with someone else and him being very mindful and respectful of like everything. Very great, very great. But
Mhm.
at the same time, there's this bizarre secondary thing that's happening, which is she gets these letters. Kayla gets these letters from a Dante
Mhm.
from jail, from prison, and they're fucking weird. Like I don't get them. And she respond and then she keeps them in her underwear drawer. What the fuck? And she's responding to them and they're randomly showing up. It's just weird.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So then you go in and then it gets real spicy, real into the romance. And then you start realizing that Kayla is an unreliable narrator because she's like losing time and things aren't really adding up. And she tries to go and see this therapist, and this other guy comes to the house and he's like from 1970s, like personality, blah, 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 whatever. Well, lo and behold, her housekeeper gets her sister, who's a medium, to come over and do a seance. And because she thinks a ghost is haunting her house. So Kayla
Mhm.
thinks that her house isn't just falling apart, but it's being haunted. Guess who's haunting her fucking house, Holly?
Who is it, LA? I have no
It's
idea.
fucking Kayla. Kayla's the
What?
ghost.
What? No.
Freaking ghost sex.
And Aiden? What?
And Aiden's a ghost
And
because you know
Aiden's a
why?
ghost.
Yeah, because her husband isn't the one that dies. He's the one that murders them.
He's a schizophrenic.
Oh my God. It's just, and the pen pal the entire time is an anagram,
Mm.
like the name Dante,
Mhm.
whatever, is for this Aiden guy. So Aiden's the one that's been writing her letters.
Did when did you see the twist? Or did you at all?
I think I saw it. I knew something was off.
Yeah.
Like all the hauntings and stuff. I really didn't buy it was the husband though the whole time. I guess I was genuinely surprised when like I think it was Fiona was the sister's name or Claire,
Right. So I one of them.
one of them.
Both of them.
Yeah, one of the sisters came and she gave that speech about you have to be gentle with the ghosts and telling them that blah blah. And I was like, why are you saying all this shit?
Yeah.
Something's weird.
Suspicious.
Okay, what about you? Did I do a good job capturing?
Yeah, I think so. I think we you could have done it a little bit more with the smut, LA. The
I glossed over
smut.
that
How?
because that was so deranged.
He's just all the time. He's chasing her in her apartment, and then he like boom, butt fucks her out of nowhere, and you're
Yep,
like,
yep,
whoa,
yep.
that got intense real fast.
Well,
And
and then
then
the rough and the trees and the scratches and the
and then
house. Yeah.
he's chasing her through the woods and calling her rabbit, and you're like,
Hmm.
well, I didn't know I was into that.
Hmm. Hmm. It gets really freaky. And then when you think about how they're ghosts and they're running through the woods having sex.
Good for them. Good for them. You know, ghosts need to get some too.
Oh my God, Holly, what did you make me read?
LA, I have to ask, did it
Yeah,
end up being pain or pleasure?
I really don't know. I'm so here's the thing. I think
Mhm.
I'm so glad I went into it completely blind because it
Yeah,
made that
you
much
have
that
to. In this book, you have to go in completely blind.
yeah. Yeah. So I'm super glad because I was the entire time I was like, what the fuck is happening? What is going on? I
Hmm.
think the writing was fun. I think it's like a really easy kind of page turner type thing. I don't think a lot of people are gonna like it. Did I enjoy it? Yeah, because I get to talk to you about it. And the sex was like nuts, but I also liked it. I liked the romance. I thought it was fun. So yeah, I think there's no emotional thing to it though, right? Like well, sort of. Like I wasn't like rooting for Kayla and I wasn't rooting for it. Like I wasn't rooting for them
Yeah.
to
I
if
have
that
a
makes any sense.
I also have another question about the ending. How did you feel about them haunting the schizophrenic husband at the end?
Is he schizophrenic or just a narcissist?
I think he's schizophrenic. I think he's diagnosed with it.
Is he? No, I just
Isn't he?
borderline personality disorder.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
thought could be wrong.
How do you feel about him, somebody who is in a psych ward, being haunted by these two ghosts in the end?
Oh,
Do
I
you
think
think it's
it's
fitting or do you think it's wrong?
no, I think it's poetic justice.
Okay, okay. I'm
He
on the fence
murdered
about it,
them.
honestly. But he was out of his mind.
he was crazy, overwrought with jealousy and a
Hmm.
godlike complex and all that stuff. But I didn't know this book is quite dark. Like it's
Yeah.
not, and when I mean like a dark, when I've read dark romances before, and usually that's like
Hmm.
BDSM and demons and vampires and stuff. No, this shit is they were straight up murdered. Like it's like it could be real. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like this has
Yeah.
happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what makes it more chilling. It is the creepy, fun. It's I don't know what's going on. So confused.
I love that this was the first book that you've read that I've chosen. I
Yeah.
How do you think that you stand for the rest of the books that I'm going to choose for you?
I am so goddamn nervous. I'm like, what are you gonna pull up next is my question.
Oh my God. Oh,
So yeah.
I'm
So
so happy.
that's me, but great job. Great
Thank
job on this
you.
selection. Okay, now I'm so eager. What so this was supposed to be painful for you.
Hmm.
Tell me everything.
This book hmm, it was like, I want to say cotton candy, but it's not like cotton candy. If I was going to a fair, it'd be more like a funnel cake, you know? It's sweet and has a little more substance than cotton candy, but it's still, it's not like a meal. Does that make sense? I don't know. Anyway, so I read The Bodyguard by Katherine Center, and I have to say, I enjoyed this a lot more. I mean, way more than Hello Stranger.
Yay!
And I think because that was my standard, it was more of a pleasure than a pain,
Okay. Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I I enjoyed a lot of this book. I guess before I summarize, I feel like there are things that I need to pick out that I really liked about this book. I liked that it was about a bodyguard and that the gingers were basically flopped how I've normally read a bodyguard book. The woman was the bodyguard and she wasn't super like strong or tall or thick. And she also wasn't petite, which I really appreciated. She was completely average. Everything about Hannah Brooks completely average, except for karate skills. She's a very good martial artist. But I really liked that about her, you know?
Yeah. Relatable.
Um,
And
so so I think that the first three quarters of this book I freaking loved. I love the
yeah.
character development. I love the story of the plot. I liked where we were going. And then the last quarter, I was just like, hmm, okay. Do we need to go? We didn't need to do all of that.
Mm.
Just to start from the very beginning, we meet Hannah Brooks at a real low point in her life. Her mom has just died. She goes back into work the very next day after her funeral and tells her boss, I'm ready to get back to work. And her boss is like, absolutely not. No way, Jose. Go mourn your mom's death. And she's just having a real hard time with that, especially since she knows that they're going to potentially open a London office and she wants the managerial position to run that office. And she also learns that she's in competition with her current boyfriend, who also is a security guard at the same company that she works for that same position. And she's thinking this whole time, like, it's going to be okay. We're very professional. It's going to be totally fine. So it's fine. Not even worried about it. And I'm like, Hannah, girl, you got a lot going on here. You should be a little worried. And then
Mhm.
her boyfriend drives her home and breaks up with her in his car the day after her mom's funeral. Whoa.
Yep. Real piece of work on that
And
end.
Yeah, and that is how the book starts.
It hooks you in, right?
It really hooks you in, and immediately you are on Hannah Brooks' side. And so then she gets back to work and she finds that her company has this contract with a celebrity who's like the hottest celebrity at the moment. He's like super hot, washboard abs, kind of like, the cover of Pen Pals, kind of have maybe Jack looks like a little bit. Also do laundry on Jack Cake. Um, and it's also set in Houston, which I really like. A lot of Katherine Center's books are because was it Hello Stranger
Hello, stranger.
is also set in Houston. I wish there was more Houstonness about it. Does that make sense? I feel like her books are just set in the city, but you don't get any of the people or the culture of the city. It's just they're there.
It's not as atmospheric as what you want.
Yeah, and I think that kind of just bugs me a little bit. Maybe that's only my personal opinion because I spent my beginning adult life in Houston, so I have a lot of love for Houston, and I just think it's a really great city a very underrated city. That's just a I don't know. I It's not pretty by any means, but there's a lot going on in Houston that I think a lot of people don't get or understand. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Does that make
I do.
sense?
Yeah, it totally does. But I think it's also you as a reader. Like you like to be immersed.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is your fantasy side a little bit coming out,
It
I think.
is. You're right. You're
In
so
the
right.
But in the best way possible. So you know what you like, you know what your tastes are,
Yeah.
you know. It's
And
and you
especially because
don't
she's mentioning different parts in this book, more in the Bodyguard compared to Hello Stranger. Hello Stranger, it felt like she was just in the warehouse district and little apartments or whatever, going back and forth from the apartment to the vet, and that was it. Okay. But in this book, she's actually traveling around a little bit in Houston. You get to the museum district and next to the hospital, and which is the same thing in Houston. I used to teach over there, by the way, well, I don't need to mention the elementary school, but in Rice Village, I used to teach over there. Yep.
look at
So that's a
you.
thing. So I know that area that she's pointing out so well. I wanted the tall oak trees that are bordering the streets. I wanted a little bit more of that. And I guess we kind of experienced that through how she describes his house in that area. Yeah. Anyway, I don't even know
So
where I'm
what did
going
you
from here.
Well, so you're kind of talking about the book and what progresses, right? So she gets assigned
Yeah.
to Jake.
Right. And she's like taking the lead on all of his stuff. She's like the head security guard, making sure the cameras are placed where they're supposed to be placed, that he has somebody watching him at all times. She's the point person. She's where everybody goes to get their direction. And Jack has no idea that he has like a bodyguard until she's like, "No, I'm your bodyguard."
So
And
Jack's
there's
hiding something.
Jax hiding something. So he's in Houston because his mom is sick and he wants to be there for her, but you can also tell that there's this really weird dynamic in his family. His family might not really want him there, but he wants to make sure that he is there for his mom, which is why he has this house near the medical district, near all the hospitals, because his mom's going to go to the hospital a lot. Throughout the book, she does not.
No,
She
she
goes,
doesn't go and any.
she goes, I think she goes to the hospital maybe twice. And
Yeah.
never does his house come to use. Never is this house of value that he
Hmm.
has rented in Houston because they end up near the Brazos River out in the boonies where Jack's parents have a house. Also, I have not mentioned that they have decided to become fake girlfriend boyfriend, which honestly, I love that trope. I love it. I don't know why. It's so tacky, it's so cheesy, but honest to God, I'm just like, I don't know why that trope just gets me so hard. I think it's my inner, like, middle school, high schooler
Hmm.
vibe where you're
Hmm.
making up, like, your boyfriend in Canada, or you're this guy I don't know, for us, this random person that you've been chatting on AIM, your ASL, age, sex, location, that guy's my boyfriend now, I really like him. And you're telling all your friends about Ian and, like, I don't know, in London. So,
Oh
there's
my
that.
Woo!
I think I went on a little bit of a tangent, but
God.
to conclude, I really like that trope.
Hmm. But
Hmm
why did they decide to fake date?
Because
What was the
so they decided to fake date because he needs somebody, a security person with him at all times. And she is going to be his bodyguard who's with him at all times. And long story short, they end up catching the feels while she is in the Brazos with him and all this jazz. And she learns like what happened. His brother died, and his other brother thinks that he's the one who caused it. And his mom's like, I feel like my cancer could bring us all together. Let's all just get along. And I'm like, that's a little manipulative, mom, but okay. But she has no family. So seeing them like as a family, even if it's a little bit broken, she's like, it's still better than what I had because you realize that her relationship with her mom was really broken, and she is seeing how this family interacts even though they're struggling. It's still better than whatever she had. So she sees them trying to come together, and she really loves that and enjoys it. And also, background characters, her ex-boyfriend has hooked up with her best friend. What? What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
Awful.
God. My heart
Awful.
hurt because she saw it. She saw it on the cameras.
Hmm.
And her
Hmm.
friend, when she talks to her friend about it, so not friend.
Awful. Awful.
But her friend also brings up the fact that they're just colleagues. Are they best friends? Are they just work friends? Which is
And I think
just,
that's interesting.
that
Yeah.
was super interesting and such a mind fuck.
Hmm.
You know,
I do know. Yes.
because
Hmm.
what is the line between a work best friend and a best friend?
Hmm.
I
Well,
don't
I
know.
had a best friend and she got a job at the company I work for, and we worked in
Hmm
opposing departments, and our managers would pin each other against one another.
hmm
And so we would get combative with one another, all
Yeah.
work related. But like it tarnished our friendship a little bit because we would
Yeah.
talk to each other all day about work and awful, awful, awful. And we'd attend events like we had kids at the same time, we got married at the same time. We did, everything kind of our
Yeah.
lives were in sync. And now we don't talk to each other outside of
Mm,
work anymore, and it makes me sad.
that is sad.
Yeah, because it's how you navigate it. I think it's 100% possible to have that
Yeah,
type
and
of relationship.
I think it also like you have to make the transfer from work being like really good friends, really close at work to also like transferring that friendship outside of work,
Side
right?
work.
And it
Mhm.
seemed at this point I was like, is Hannah an unreliable narrator? Because she was talking about this best friend and doing things like they were neighbors, right? And she was talking
Yeah.
about doing things outside of work with her.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know if her friend was like gaslighting her, or was Hannah just an unreliable narrator. Like
Narrator. Yeah.
I didn't know what was quite happening here with this friendship because this whole book is through Hannah's POV also. Yeah.
Did you like that, or did you want Jack?
I don't I don't think I missed Jack's side of the story, honestly, in this book. I don't think I really needed it. I think I got enough of him from Hannah's POV. Does that make sense?
That
I
does. Yeah.
I did forget Hannah's name frequently through this book also. Not that it's a long book, but since it's from her POV and nobody called
No,
her
but
Hannah ever, there were frequent
mhm.
times when people were like, Hannah. And I was like, oh, who's Hannah? And I was like, oh, yeah, that's you. That's you, bitch. You know?
Yeah. Hey,
Uh,
what'd you think about Jack's stalker?
Okay. I thought the whole stalker situation was a little funny and silly because he has his stalker following throughout this book who would knit intricate sweaters for him. And I was like, well, that's kind of funny, silly, and cute. And then to find out that he gifts those sweaters to his mom, I was like, that's cringy. That's
Uh-huh.
awful. And the
Uh-huh.
mom didn't know that these sweaters were made by a stalker.
Mhm.
And so I thought that was weird. First of all, like
Yeah.
I would not, I mean, I would gift them to my mom as something silly. A fan made them for me, you know? But like
Mhm.
she just received them at no context. That's weird. But I mean, that's like also maybe men versus women. I don't know. Anyway, I thought the progression of the stalker was kind of funny and silly. I understood the progression of the stalker once it messed up Jack and Hannah's relationship, and then Hannah had to go away because now there's been like a death threat, right? And so I understood that as okay, well, here's the third act breakup. I liked that struggle. And then everything after that was just such a shit show.
Mhm.
And I didn't really appreciate the book anymore. It kind of just like
Mm.
it jumped the shark and went off the rails, right?
Yep. Yep.
Because
Ship.
yeah,
J-
so she leaves. I know, can we add any more metaphors?
I love it.
She leaves.
Just the fact that you said jump the shark.
That's a thing.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Shut
It's
up.
a Happy Days thing. You remember Happy Days with
Yeah, but
Fonzie?
stop it.
Yeah,
What does
so
it
the
mean?
show was going downhill. And
Yeah.
so I don't know if it was going downhill, but they needed something to tick up viewers. So they had this boat scene where he literally jumped over a shark.
But isn't the metaphor like to jump ship is to bail out, right?
That is also, but that's to bail. To jump ship is to leave. I'm leaving this situation. But to jump
Yeah.
the shark, you're upping the stakes.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no, you taught me something. I thought you just like were being silly.
No, that's a Happy Days thing. Look it up and make sure. Are you doing it?
Yeah, jumping the shark. The idiom jump the shark is used to argue that a creative work or entity has reached a point in which it has exhausted its core intent and is introducing new ideas that are discoherent with or an extreme exaggeration of its original purpose. It was
I will
coined
just
in 1985 by radio personality John Hain in response to the 1977 episode from the fifth season of the American sitcom Happy Days, in which the character Fonzie jumps over a live shark while on water skis.
I am
Damn, Holly.
so full of useless information. Use me. I'm here.
Did you hear about this? How is it rattling in your brain? Like, what?
I don't, honest to God, I do not know. It's just something, it's something I know. The more you
Do you,
know.
do you think that's kind of like Center's like shtick though? So Hello Stranger went Buku Banana Pants fucking crazy.
Yeah, but like Hello Stranger went, it just like jumped the rails. I don't know. The whole premise of Hello Stranger was cuckoo banana pants, right? You had to suspend
Right.
so much belief for Hello Stranger. Whereas I felt like the bodyguard, she leaned so hard in one direction and
Mhm.
just felt like she had to like nail this the fuck home. Right.
Yeah.
So the stalker thing, I want to close that out first because that part jumped the shark. That part was cuckoo banana pants and just so, I honestly, so unnecessary. I think the author felt like she needed it to bring them back together. I don't think it was completely necessary. So throughout the book, the stalker situation is getting a little out of hand. Before she's just sending the knitted sweaters of Jack's face, she's sending notes to his house because she's found out where he lives, like messages on his wall or whatever. And then now
But it escalates.
it escalates. That's the word. And then it escalated to now she wants to kill his girlfriend, which has come up on the internet, whatever, which has led to their fake breakup. And now Jack asks her out on their first date ever. Like a for real date because
But a
like
real date. Hmm.
they like each other. And she gets all dressed up and she goes to his house and he's like, why are you here? So we switch fronts on the stalker. The stalker is now the
You came in so
original
aggressive with that.
stalker's husband. What? What is happening? It's not the original stalker anymore. It's that lady stalker's husband who is upset because his wife was so obsessed with Jack. I'm confused. No, because he was fine with it and then he wasn't. No, and then she left him. She left him to try to get what
Mhm.
just I don't know. Anyway, it's total left field, total cuckoo banana pants. And he decides to, I don't know, he shows up at Jack's place during their date. And it's just so weird. And you
Yep, I
think,
agree.
that's the weirdest. That's going to be like the tippity top weirdest part of this book. No, this is just like starting like this weird awkwardness tone to this book. And you think this could also be like the potential ending of this book. No, it's not. This is them getting back together, but also, no, it's not. Right?
Yeah.
It's so weird. It's such a weird point of this book, and I don't really understand the point of it, right? Because
Yeah.
I feel like I could have totally like skipped over this whole weird stalker's husband stalker-ish point and gotten rid of
Mhm.
him and gone straight to her being invited to Jack's parents' house for Thanksgiving.
Housekeeping. Yep.
Yeah, because this is so much for so little. I didn't understand it. This is just cuckoo bananas for no reason. There was nothing resolved at the end of this stalker being taken away.
Nope, just a left field thing coming in and
Yeah,
land.
let's solve this stalker problem with a weird climax. And then also, it's not the end of the book and they're not together yet. We're going to go to Thanksgiving at his parents' house in the ranch. Oh, and also, his other fake girlfriend is going to be there. What is happening? Who who ends up making this weird proposal video to him and Hannah sees it, but it's like a fake. We find out later it's a fake proposal video. Why? I don't know. I'm speechless. I have no idea what's happening because this beautiful woman who could have I imagine any other Hollywood guy has chosen this Hollywood actor who's good looking. Yeah, but has not worked for several years, right? So he's not really like in the biz anymore at the moment. I'm so baffled by this. And then Hannah goes to Thanksgiving. Kennedy Ryan, the really hot celebrity fake girlfriend who we don't really know is fake, quote unquote, is also at Thanksgiving, and Hannah isn't sure if they are engaged or not. It's so weird and it's so awkward, and that's fine. I think I would have preferred just that over this weird stalker incident that just happened. I don't know where my emotions are anymore in this book. And then suddenly, it comes to the end of the Thanksgiving dinner. It's been awkward. It's been weird. There have been moments between Jack and Hannah where you're like, oh, they're going to get together. But then Kennedy Ryan stands up in the middle of things and basically shouts out how plain and boring Hannah is and how beautiful she herself, Kennedy Ryan, is. What's happening? Read read the room.
Bananas.
What
Bananas.
I didn't understand that part at all. I don't it felt like the author really nailing in how normal, how people of the earth Hannah is. You know, and it's something I so didn't need. And it felt so fake, so forced from this other character who I didn't know at all. Why is this happening? This feels silly. And there's like this confirmation of feelings, and then she ends up staying at their house for Thanksgiving, and then the dad interrupts them before sexy time. Katherine Center, please. I need this. I needed.
It is spice. Yeah.
Yeah. But Katherine Center also throws it in our face that she's not going to write about that.
Nope. Nope.
Which
I mean, that's the main reason why I said this is like a pain for you.
I needed LA. I needed the reward. I
No, you
read
weren't going to get that. Mm-mm,
I read
mm-mm.
through all of that. That was my pain. That was my pain. That
Yep.
was my pain.
You're
I need
welcome. You're
I needed
welcome.
the reward of the sexy time. I went through this
Nope.
weird stalker thing. I went through the Kennedy Ryan awkwardness of she's ugly, I'm not. And now they're making out and the dad's like, you go to your bed and she goes to her bed. Like, what is this nonsense?
You're welcome. So,
I was
but is it,
enraged.
yeah, but like, was it that painful? Was this like a one? What was your star rating on this one again? I don't know if you said it earlier.
My star rating for this book was a 3-star
Okay.
read for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there were like
Would I,
considerable flaws in plot. Character
yeah.
development, I really enjoyed. Plot, okay. We could have used some work.
So when I went to the author event with our mutual friend Carly, I got to
Mm-hmm.
see her speak about this book. So she wrote this book during the pandemic. And I really like at the end her message of what she wanted in this novel. And I think she executed it well. And I don't have my book in front of me to tell you, but it was just like a really beautiful message about you go through really heavy things in your life, and sometimes you just want an escapism and you want to go into just a soft, fluffy, sweet, sunshiny, silly, romantic book, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's just like it's not something that you're going to read again. It's not something that's going to be on like your top favorites. It's not, but it's, what did you say the other day? Like, not like a palate cleanser, but just something that is light. And I
It's
think that that's,
light and just like, it's like cotton candy. It's
yes.
floofy and you want to eat it?
Yes. Yeah. So and I think she executed that well. And I think just seeing her talk, and you can hear, like, if you hear her talk, Katherine Center, you listen to her while you're reading the book, and it just makes total sense. And I think that's kind of what made me take another star and why I enjoyed The Bodyguard so
Yeah.
much. But I'm glad that it wasn't super painful, but yet you felt a little bit of pain. So I feel like
Yeah.
mission
I mean,
accomplished.
mission has been accomplished. Yeah.
Ooh. Should we do another mission?
I think we should. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
have
Let's
I
do it.
have my pain and pleasure wheel, my PB wheel all ready for you. I'm gonna bring it out.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Am I going first or are you going?
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
You
Okay.
ready?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. We'll do black is pain and then white is pleasure. Okay. Are you ready?
Okay. I'm ready.
All right.
Oh,
Let's
I'm nervous for you.
get some. I'm also going to be honest. It doesn't really matter what it lands on because your book's going to be the same either way. We landed on Black 13, which I think is also important here, just the number 13. You're reading A Court of Thorn and Roses by Sarah J. Maas because I'm kind of infuriated by you. And there are two reasons why it's both pain and pleasure. It's pleasure because it's fucking fun, LA, and you need to just fucking read it already. And I'm so angry about it. We've talked about it for a year now.
Years. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
own
And
them.
I'm
Yep.
quite frankly, LA, I'm fed up with you. And it's time. It's time. The pain is because it's a series and it's quite long, but I don't care. So enjoy.
Okay. Thank you, Holly, for
You're
that.
welcome. I love you.
I got both the P's in that one,
You
pain and
got
pleasure.
you got it all. Cause you know what, LA? I take care of
Yeah.
you.
Thanks, Holly.
You're welcome.
All right. All right. Your turn. Your
I
turn.
know you're in a different room, so I'm gonna spin my wheel for myself.
Yes.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we
Okay,
go.
here we go. And I have a preface for which one you land on. I'll tell you.
Oh, this just
So,
feels really unfair.
so
I get
Holly
another
landed.
pain.
You landed on pain. Okay, let me
No,
preface this
no,
really quick.
no, because I know what it's gonna be.
I know, but let me preface. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
hide in a corner and cry. Okay.
Well, but here's the thing. So either if you landed on pleasure or pain, I had a book in
Mm-hmm.
mind for either one.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, okay, I haven't read either one. So I actually really don't know if you're going to find pleasure or pain. But why this one is going to be pain is because you've read from this author before. You
Mm-hmm.
had one of the most iconic rage reads of all time,
So bad. I
with the
knew it.
Twisted series,
Fuck you.
specifically
Okay.
Twisted
Uh-huh.
Lies. So you, my
Mhm,
lady,
mhm,
are going to
mhm, mhm,
read
mhm, 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 mhm. Yeah.
King King of wait, King of Wrath? Is it King of Wrath? Yeah, or King
I
of Pride. One of hold on, let me triple
can't
check.
wait. I can't wait.
By Anna Huang.
It's gonna be a blast.
Yeah, and here's the thing too. It's a start of a
Mhm.
series as well. So we're gonna
Great.
have that in common. So yeah, it's King of Wrath
But I
by
think that
Anna
we're
Huang.
not because you're gonna want to complete your series.
Well, you never know. You never know.
First of all,
You
how
might want to
fucking
complete
dare
this.
you?
You are welcome. I don't even know what this book is about. So hell, I might read it with you just to see.
Oh
Actually,
my
no, I
God.
don't I think I shouldn't just hear your yeah.
I hate you
So
so much right now.
you're welcome. Holly is not a fan of this author. This is why it's a pain.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's
I'm
fine.
not
It's fine.
I'm not enraged at all. It's gonna be great.
Yes, you are.
My husband's gonna hate me for a week because that's
It's
how long it's
only
probably gonna. It doesn't even matter how long it is, LA. That is how long it's gonna take me to read this book.
it's 400 pages.
I hate you so much.
We accept
400
DNFs.
pages?
398, you know.
That's the same thing, LA. It's 398. Oh my God.
It's gonna be
Shut your
great.
mouth.
It's gonna be great. I'm so looking forward to what you think of it.
Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Well,
Oh, thanks.
enjoy your
Thanks for
amazing book, LA.
you enjoy yours, girl. So actually, you know what I wonder what we should do if we should tally if it was like really a pain or a pleasure, or we should just keep track. So I had a pleasure and
You had a
now a pain.
pleasure. Was your pleasure a pleasure or a pain?
A pleasure. I think it was a pleasure because it was so bad shit crazy. I can't stop
Yeah.
talking about it. Yeah, I
It's
think
so
yeah.
cuckoo bananas. Like you can't stop talking about Pin Pal. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so
But
off
I
the
don't
wall.
I don't know if this ACOTAR would be like a pain because you love it so much. Me and you are so similar. So I don't know. But
It's really
you
good. The
you
book
had a
The
pain.
Bodyguard, I had a pain.
Yeah.
You know what? I would actually say it was a pleasure. I enjoyed reading it. Would I have picked it up for myself? No. I would not
No.
have, but I'm glad that you threw it my way.
Yay. Yeah, I would have
Yeah.
never in a million years read Pen Pal.
I was
So
annoyed with it with The Bodyguard. There are like certain things
yeah.
I was like, "Ugh, I don't like that." And I could have used some smut. Sorry, Katherine Center. But, I enjoyed it. Still a pleasure.
Hey,
But this
okay.
Anna Wong
Well,
one, we shall see. We shall see. This
as I
300
diabolically laugh over here.
this 398 pages, so I'm told not quite 400. Can't wait.
Love it. All right. Well,
Not bitter at all. Okay.
until
On
next
that
time.
note, till next month.
Bye.
Can't wait. Bye. Such an aggressive bye.